And added to the consent agenda. Okay. Approval of the previous meeting minutes. Everybody had a chance to take a look at those.
Yes.
All right. Changes or additions, we'll consider those approved as presented and add that to the consent agenda for approval. We have a couple of recognitions tonight. I would like to ask Luana Vaughn to come up for me, please. Luana is hesitant to come before the people. She's already got a little red face. Isn't that sweet? Luana has been here longer than most people have been, as far as employees. Not the longest, but has worked diligently with elections over the years. 20 plus years she served as election superintendent. I guess from the time Jan Ellison left as probate judge and the county chose to go with the Board of Elections, she came forward and stepped forward into that role, and we have relied on her ever since. She's chased politicians, she's chased elected officials to get their this form and that form in and this and that on time, and worked elections, worked late nights, early mornings, moving equipment here and there, plug-ins that don't work, drop cords, calling maintenance, let's get this fixed. So she's just been through it all over the years, but we do appreciate her greatly. Her husband is going through a health crisis, Joey Vaughn, so we'll continue to keep him in our prayers. She's been helping us out here lately with a little contract labor to train up some new guy here that we'll introduce here in a second. But we just want to give you a plaque that says presented to Luana Vaughn in recognition and appreciation of your years of service, 2005 to 2025, Dade County Board of Commissioners, Dade County, Georgia. So congratulations. She won't make a speech, so there's no use. And it even asked her to come up. And also, Jason Oliver, if you'll come up. Jason Oliver is our new election superintendent, or supervisor. I can say superintendent, I get in trouble. Supervisor, just want to officially recognize you as our new supervisor for elections. And so if you want to stop by and say hi to him. He's been in the office now. Luana's been helping train, and the Board of Elections has been helping him train. So I hope to be here for many years to come. Appreciate it. All right. We've got proclamations and appointments. Resolution R-19-26 is appointment of Miss Mandy McBride to the the Dade County Public Library Board of Trustees, and that is for a term, an unexpired term of Mrs. Sharon Moore. And so the Regional Library has requested that we fill that vacancy, and she'll be commencing that as effective March 1st and expires June 30th, 2027. Is there any question about that? We'll add that to consent agenda for approval. We also have R-20-26, and that is a resolution for the reappointment to Region 1 Emergency Medical Services Council for Advisory Council, and that's Mr. Kyle Gross. He's been serving in that role for the last 3 years, and so they've requested that he be reappointed commencing July 1st, 2026 with the expiration of June 30th, 2029. Any questions about that? We'll add that consent agenda for approval. We have a proclamation for the Dade County Lions Club, and we don't have it here with us, but we do have a few I think we have a few Lions Club members here. Yes, there they are. We have the president of the Lions Club, George Williams and a few other lines. I'm a line member, and Sandy's over there, and so I see a few. But this is for the Dade County Lions Club Save Your Vision Month. And across America, millions of men and women experience vision loss or are affected by low vision and blindness. During Save Your Vision Month, we reinforce the importance of routine eye care and remind all Dade Counties to take action to safeguard their eyesight. And it's for other purposes, but we do want to recognize them tonight for sponsoring this and let people know that if you, especially children in Dade County, if you have a situation where you can't afford glasses, if you will reach out to the George as president or a line member in our community, they may be able to assist you. It may not be 100%, but they'll do their best to see if they can get you an appointment to check your vision, as well as perhaps some glasses. So check with them. That is a proclamation for Lions Club Save Your Vision Month for the March. We'll add that to the consent agenda for approval. Proclamation for Intellectual Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. This is for the month of March, and they ask all Dade County citizens to fully support and their efforts toward enabling people with intellectual developmental disabilities to live productive lives and achieve their potential. And so we'll add that to the consent agenda for approval. Proclamation for Social Workers Month is this month as well. And again, that is just recognizing our social workers. We have several in the community, including downstairs through our Department of whatever they are, DFACS, Department of Family Children Services. I lost my thought there. So again, that's Social Workers Month. We'll add that to the consent agenda for approval. And we have proclamation for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And this is, they are celebrating their 25th years here in the community. And April marks Sexual Assault Awareness Month, nationally recognized observation dedicated to raising awareness about sexual assault, abuse, and harassment, supporting survivors, and strengthening prevention efforts across our community. So, again, we will add that to the consent agenda for approval. All right. Do we have anything? We don't think we have anything for capital equipment tonight. So, okay. That's good. And then economic development update. We have Mr. Evan Stone will come forward and make some introductions and also provide a report.
Good evening, Commissioners. Mr. Chairman, we appreciate you giving us an opportunity to come and talk with you about a couple of things. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about the industrial development. I want to welcome our new president of the North Georgia Joint Development Authority. Got Matt Harris. He's in the audience with us tonight. He wants to come up between meetings and shake everyone's hand. He came on. He's the new Spencer. Everybody knows Spencer that had been with us for a good while at the North Georgia Joint Development Authority. So he took over, I think, in November. Is that correct? And he's hit the ground running. And the North Georgia Joint Development Authority helped each county in somewhat different ways, but also collaborative to be able to give us the extra that we need if we're trying to get a deal across. They also bring us RFIs that come through the state. There's about 4 or 5 different ways that we get requests for information, and definitely the JDA does that for us as well. So I wanted to recognize him. We've got at least 2 of our board members here tonight. I was looking over the audience, and we got Dr. Cantrell, he's our chair, and we've got George Williams that's on the Industrial Development Authority. Oh, did I miss anybody else coming? Oh, golly, we got Mr. Guthrie sitting on the back. Well, I had to throw in a plug for Guthrie's. Get Will Garrett, who is a fine member of the Industrial Development Authority. I appreciate you coming in. I didn't catch you beforehand. I want to give you a quick overview of some of the things that's been going on. Some of you may or may not know Trenton Pressing is wide open. I met actually with Han earlier today. They're working 7 days a week. They're picked up 15 new different companies in the last few months, largely because of tariffs. They got companies that are coming to them to be able to make products here in America, exactly what the tariffs were supposed to do. And they've had a lot of inquiries, and they picked up a lot of different companies, so that is good there. We just finished a $27 million expansion back on December 22nd, right before Christmas. That was a good Christmas present with Integer. They continue to have very positive growth. Matter of fact, and I've been here and talked about this particular project. This is going to bring another 150 at least new jobs over the next 3 to 5 years. The good thing about it, their business is expanding. They're bringing new jobs on. Could be, if everything goes as far, they'll be one of the largest employers that we have in our industrial park. The expansions, and I want to, because I've got some exciting news that I wanted to pass along to you, but we could not do what I'm fixing to announce here. And it's not us, it's not the board. They definitely play a part. But our local industrial base that we have here has had a great expansion run. You've seen Trent Preston come in, and they bought the old Gill Manufacturing that was not doing so well. And in a matter of 5 years, they've turned it around, built a 100,000 square foot new building, and they're operating 7 days a week. So that is a pat on their back. So what I'm fixing to tell you, it is really because we have such a diversified industrial base here in the county that we've been able to see the growth. Now, we've helped, as the board, we've definitely helped them expand through the projects. But since 2000, and I have to give, everybody knows Peter Savelli. Let me give him a shout out. Peter Savelli visited us about 3 or 4 weeks ago. He's a former economic developer. He was in this position, and he served on the county commission, and he wore several hats while he was here. He said, "Can I help you do something? I want to take all the stuff because he was picking my brain." He said, "I'm an older gentleman that sits on the computer now." So anyway, he put together some interesting figures and come up with something that I wanted to be able to share with y'all. From 2020 through the projected 2026 fiscal year, Dade County has experienced a major shift in its tax base driven by the industrial and commercial growth. While resident values have greatly increased during the housing boom, also the long-term stability has primarily come also from the industrial sector, particularly large manufacturing and logistic employers transitioning and expanding. And I'll give you a little background. This methodology came from the Dade County financial statements, Georgia Department of Revenue, fiscal year 2026 Dade and county school board budgets, joint comprehensive plan, and the GDP on the county level. Since 2020, the industrial GDP in Dade County for the commercial growth has been 53% higher. And I want to give the credit to all the industrials, manufacturing companies here in the city and the county that operate, and then the board, obviously, for their guidance in helping with this growth. But, I mean, that's phenomenal to be able to have 53%. Driven by expansion, as we just talked about in the industrial park, and it says, Dade County's decade-long strategy of incentivizing industrial growth is now delivering measurable physical returns through pilot programs and agreements. And anyway, I wanted to let y'all know that that's phenomenal. It's because we've got some great partners in the industrial park, and they continue to expand. The other thing I wanted to share with you tonight was there is, from time to time, people get asked, and I know the commissioners have asked me, you know, how big do we want to be? Dade County Industrial Impact, right now, we did some figuring. There's 111,000, and I got the exact figures here somewhere, 111,000 acres in Dade County. Dade County Industrial footprint that we now have is 0.512% of the entire land mass. So less than 0.5% of all the land in Dade County is industrial based. Right now, they enjoy about a $52 million payroll here in the county, and the impact of the county revenues is about $1.64 million for the taxable base here in the county for the industrial park. So that 0.5 acres, as it looks to over 111,000, generate the approximate amount of that money. So I know y'all, some of y'all had asked, so we're able to put some of that data together. So really excited about that. I wish we've got an outstanding board. 3 of the members are here tonight, but it really takes the industrial growth that we've got, the folks taking the risk of expanding their businesses and hiring more people. So I want to let you know about that. Currently, we've got 2 projects that we're working with that has showed quite a bit of interest. One project, we're the only project that's left in the state of Georgia. We are currently competing, if you will, against another state. That means the state has come in and beside us, and we're currently working through what the governor's office would be able to help us as an incentives to work against the other states to bring this company here. And then we've got one that Georgia Power has brought us, and we're currently working with them. And if we get an RFI and we send it out, that's good. We've got a project. But these 2 projects, we've had multiple conversations with. They're asking questions. Some of them have been on the sites here. So we feel like those are 2 really good down-the-road projects that we're really involved with, especially the one that we're now competing as the only one left in the state of Georgia. But it's like fishing, guys and ladies. Y'all know. I mean, you can get the big one almost to the bank and it'll come off. So just keep that in mind. But we're definitely trying to we're trying to get them to the bank and not let them come off. That's for sure. Let's see. We're currently making some adjustments in our current industrial park to have some more land available. You may see and hear something about that. We are steadily making that available to make some more sites and pad-ready places for the industrial growth. We did lose a company a few weeks ago that was very interested to come here, and we lost it because we didn't have enough large land. And we wasn't ready. We said, we got the land. How much time do you need? We have to be digging and pouring footers within 6 months. We couldn't do it. They wanted to come here, but we just did not have the availability to be able to do that. We're making inroads to be able to do that now. So we want to be ready the next time, because we've seen 2 or 3 RFIs that are coming in, and Matt may be able to speak to this, that is anywhere from, they want 70 or 100 or even 150 acres. Big companies, because they're coming from overseas and wanting to be able to locate here. And we have a great message, because 50% of the population in America is in a 1-day drive of Trenton, Georgia. So these companies that are coming back because of the tariffs are looking for somewhere. Not necessarily they're all going to come to Trenton, because we can't do that. And I do want to say something about that. We have 3 of the board members that will definitely back me up on this. The board is very concerned on who we bring in and what type of jobs. We're in a position now that we haven't been in years, that we can be selective for good quality, good paying jobs. In other words, the board will not entertain a company that's going to come in here and bring jobs that are $2 less than what the average pay is in the industrial park. We're looking for good paying, long, substantiated jobs. And we're in a good position to be able to do that. So I did want to give y'all already know that, because I talked to y'all at different times, but for everybody maybe here, that we're looking for good paying longevity jobs for these companies that are asking for information. We're currently continuing to put the sewer, thanks to the city of Trenton. as well as lead engineering. The bids are fixing to be let for the sewer expansion. That'll take it just a few hundred yards up to our Trenton Dade Business Park, and we'll have all the infrastructure in place there. So we're real close on that. Tonight, I'm requesting, we got right at $400,000, excuse me, splash money, and I'm going to request for the remainder of that. And I appreciate each one of y'all meeting with me this past week where I could further go over. And it's Project Foundation. Obviously, it's a competitive nature for the county and the taxpayers, so, but y'all know what it is. And we're looking forward, the board has voted to accept the appraisal that came in. So we'll be moving ahead on that to be able to hopefully enhance our industrial base. The money is out of the 1.2, we're right at 800,000. I think 800,000 and a few cents, really. Give you an update, 450,000 of that has been used on road paving, sewer expansion, and water expansion for our industrial partners. We've only used $350,000 for any type of land expansion in the last 6 years. So that kind of gives you an idea of what we're doing, because we can use it on capital improvements. If we need Trenton Pressing was one, we had to get sewer and we had to get water. The water company didn't have any funds available, so we had to get water to them where they could open up. So that's where a lot of our splosh money was for infrastructure. So I'm going to switch hats to economic development, but I want to stop there to see if y'all have any questions.
Don't have any questions?
I'm good.
I mean,
Well, I got more good news.
we've heard a lot, just so the people out here say, well, I'm not gonna ask any questions. We've been asking a lot of questions of Evan in the last few weeks.
Absolutely.
but-
And I met with all the commissioners individual, and of course, the county executive, I meet with him, if not daily, every other day. And so he knows all of the different projects. And of course, the board here lately, we've been meeting, not every day, but every week or so, haven't we? For sure, so.
Have anything?
So on the 400,000, it's just talking about, you're talking to purchase some more property, is that what you're saying?
It's Project Foundation, yeah, that you know about, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So my only caveat to this is you said we were already making roads and stuff into the property?
Not on this piece of property, no, sir. No, what we've done now is the existing part that we own behind Vanguard, and Billy was able to help us put in a logging road, because that's the first step to be able to make any kind of pads that are going to be ready. We've got to clear it, and that's what's being done now. But that's on our existing property.
Do you have all your permits in place, soil and erosion control, and your land disturbance permits?
Matter of fact, we approved the engineering company today, and the logging company, we approved them about, I guess, a month and a half ago, and they approved the county permits here and got a permit, and it's posted for logging.
Posted that's been exempt because of agricultural, because of logging.
Okay.
So yes, sir.
But if there
On
are
both of those.
future aspects to the property.
I'm sorry.
If there's future ideas after you log the property, we've talked about that as far as, and the board, even with the board, they're aware that you have to do, it's above and beyond due diligence to go ahead and do your soil sedimentation control plan and all the things that everybody else in the world would have to do.
Well, they hired, the board, we hired a engineering firm
Right.
out of Chattanooga today, and approved their contract. They already came down and gave us the scope of what they will do, and they'll be pulling the permits, they'll be doing the soil, what you said.
Soil sedimentation
Yes,
control permit.
and they'll also be doing the bidding process for us. They'll be doing all the plans that we need, so the engineering firm will be doing everything.
Because at this point, you're not removing the stumps, you're just cutting the trees.
That's right. That's all we've done at this point. The engineering company will come in and do the engineering plot that will be sent off to the state prior to get approval.
Okay.
Any other questions?
And just to give you a little bit of background, way before probably everybody I know before I was on the board of the Industrial Development Authority, that entire area, even what we're doing right now, is what they call grad certified. And they came in and have done everything. Philip, you may know what grad is. It's grad certified. They've done all the stuff for that whole area. That was been done years ago. And the engineering firm will take that and then they'll move on and give their recommendation.
Okay.
You have,
Yeah, I'll go on to economic development if
Yeah,
that's
that's
okay.
fine.
I just want to make sure y'all didn't have any other questions about the SPOSS request. The other hat that I wear for the city and the county is economic development. And I know that there's been a lot of talk about SPOSS that's going to be coming up. So I wanted to kind of give you an idea on this update. If y'all remember, I brought a presentation of the Placer AI that we have, and we still do. But I want to kind of give you an update where folks would kind of see where of a county of size of 16,000 should not have these type of numbers. It's because we have the interstates and we have the tourism draw and we have all of these good quality places. But I just wanted to kind of go over it with you. Quick serve dining, McDonald's here in Trenton, over a 12-month period, 786,000 visitors. In McDonald's, they're number 15 in the entire state of Georgia in sales, or excuse me, not in sales, in number of visits in the building. They're number 3 in the Chattanooga region. So if you know McDonald's all over the Chattanooga, within 30 miles, they're number 3. Wendy's, 344,000, they're number 10 in the state of Georgia, and number 1 in the 30-mile radius, our Wendy's here in Trenton. So I just wanted to kind of give you an idea, because if you read the background of all this, it'll say, the intelligence indicates that Dade County is generating strong and sustained traffic across dining, grocery, travel, recreation, and tourism assets. And several Trenton area businesses rank near the top within the state of Georgia and the surrounding regional markets. Cloudland Canyon, I'll pull that statistic for you. Cloudland Canyon had 502,000 people on the park last year. The Pilot Travel Center in Rising Fawn, 763,000 visits. It's number 3 in the entire region in travel centers in Rising Fawn. You know, I still look at these sometimes and I'm thinking, wow. You know, Food City, they had 702,000 visitors, according to Placer AI, in the last 12 months. We have the number 4 food city in the entire state of Georgia. MAPCO, which is just off the interstate, 490,000 visitors, and reflecting strong repeat and pass-through activity. And I have watched them go from 3 to 1 to 2 in the entire MAPCO region. MAPCO is primarily in the south, but sometimes this MAPCO just off the interstate is number 1 or number 2 or number 3. They're always at the tops of the amount of people that go in there. And Mr. Hartline, you'll appreciate this. Dade County Sports Complex, 76,000 visitors last year. More importantly, it breaks it down to about 17,000 that are unique, repeat, going back. So out of a county that's only 16,000 population, as my grandma would say, soaking wet, we only got 16,000 folks. 17,000 folks uniquely, routinely use our park in a year, and I know you are very passionate about that. Jenkins Park, I don't know if the mayor's here. I don't see him. Oh, Lisa came in, and she's one of our board members, so I didn't see you there earlier. Thank you for coming. Jenkins Park, 70,000 visitors, and they had 21,000 repeat visitors that come in and out of there. Of course, and that includes the pool activity, and for the folks that utilize the Civic Center there. So that's just a good idea of what I wanted to be able to kind of tell you what we're seeing in the number of visitors here in Dade County. It's a whole lot more than meets the eye. I've heard this analogy and I've used it. How many people go to Rock City every year? You raise your hand.
Not every year.
We live right here. Okay, 2 or 3. We live right here at Rock City. There's millions of people coming year round to go to Rock City, and we never think about it because it's just right here. These folks are getting off the interstate, and our restaurants are doing very, very, very well. And I want to close on the economic development side that we have talked with several other restaurants and continue to have talks with them. Land availability is the big thing and the big hurdle, and the price of the land that is available. But there is a lot of folks that want to come here. They've just got to be able to find the right location at the right price. And we're working with several, and I hope they all come. But we are working with several of them, and I'll close on housing. And I don't see the mayor, and I wanted to, because he and I have been working with a couple of different, and Don as well, a couple of different realtors that are looking, not realtors, I'm sorry, developers. They're looking to build some houses. We've talked with one just in the last week again, and him and his partner are definitely looking to build some new housing here in Dade County, so kind of excited about that. I know I don't know how long I talked. I was supposed to talk for 20 minutes or less, so I don't know how much you can buzz me at any time. But if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Well, hang on there for a second. We need to amend the agenda then for 5A. That's adding SPLOST request by Evanstone for IDA at $400,000 for the purchase of property. Is that fair, how to state that? Okay. So is there any objection to adding that to the consent agenda? And we'll add that. And also, so now we'll talk about 400,000 requests for IDA to use funds for purchase or expansion
Of the industrial base, that would be a good.
Okay,
They're gonna tell you on their own.
expansion. Any other, I mean, we've already talked about it a little bit, but anybody got anything else? They do currently have $800,082 available, so that would be about half of that amount.
No, we don't have, that would take care of the rest of ours.
Oh, that's all that's left?
Yes.
Okay, I was just
Yeah,
checking.
we've used 800,000.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, if you want to give the board, I'm sure they would be.
You're right, it's total expenditure,
Yeah.
so I
Right.
appreciate that.
Yeah, Lisa raised her hand, she'd like the
Yes,
800.
I bet she would. I know. Her ears perked up. So using the remaining 400,000 then for IDAD, use funds for expansion of the industrial base. Any further discussion? Well, any hearing none, we'll add that to consent agenda for approval. We're good, Matt and Mr. Attorney? All right, Mr. Chief Attorney. Attorney General of the
Yeah. I will tell you that we don't make a move in the Industrial Development
So-
Authority without our attorney, and
I
he's
guess-
the fine one.
Should we specify what we're getting for 400,000? Like, I know it's
Good question.
it's land, and I know what they're asking. I mean, should we have an acreage amount that we're purchasing?
65 acres, I think that would be fair to be able to say.
65 acres. And it did come in an appraisal?
Yes, it was appraised.
Any other questions?
Well, I mean, is that in there? Does it say that? I mean, it's good to mark that, obviously, but is that something that's in there that we have to say? Where is that wordage that says?
Well, at the present time, it would be of competitive nature for us not to be able to give I mean, all of y'all
Well,
have
that's
seen the
what-
location, and all of
Yeah.
y'all know the location. Of course, our board has done that. Mr. Attorney, I'll,
So are you asking like, it's in the intergovernmental agreement that they can use the funds for
Right.
acquisition of property? Is that what you're asking?
No,
It's
do
adjacent.
they have to
property.
specify
Oh.
what they're doing, or? I mean, of course, for the county, it's.
Sure, yeah, it's expanding the property for the existing industrial park.
Okay. I'm just curious about the wordage and how that's wrote out that, of what they can or supposed to tell us. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Well, I
but
think
we
we've-
You
would
know-
look, we would look real bad though if they just bought an acre for 400,000.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That was,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I see your point, but I didn't know if they have to say or not.
65 acres is what they have to say, right?
Right, right.
I mean, we
No,
don't
they
have to
they
say
don't have
that,
to.
but we.
If you're asking if they have to specify the location, that they don't.
Okay, well, that's what that's where I was going with that, so, okay.
Now, if it was $3 million for 65 acres, you know, that might be a problem. Or that would be a problem, but anyway.
Well, it is splosh dollars to go to the IDA, so
Right.
that's where I'm,
And we've already agreed to the IGA 4 years ago.
yeah. Okay, I'm just curious about that wordage.
Okay, we've added that consent agenda for approval. Thank you very much.
thank y'all. Any other questions about any of the economic?
Thank you for the update.
And that was a great update. That's very interesting.
Yes, it is.
786,000 visitors to McDonald's.
And Wendy's number
Wow.
one.
And I bet a lot of the visitors to Jenkins Park might have come the 4th of July this year. I don't know if y'all were there, but it felt like there's 10,000 people there, but anyway. All right, we'll move on. The Chief Deputy Tommy Bradford, Major Bradford, will you come forward? He has a presentation for us for a three-way stop.
I made y'all copies. I'll try to kind of explain this. I got a call from Philip, and he asked if I'd go out there and look at the intersection there at Stanley Road in Holland, because there's a lot more traffic. That's, I guess, several more houses have been built back there on Stanley, so there's a lot more traffic. So I drove out there and took some photos, and if you see the one with the white fence, that is me sitting at the end of Holland Road looking left down Stanley Road. And if you notice that there's no way to see around the embankment there. So after I took that photo, I went down Stanley Road and come back towards Holland Road. And the picture, let's see. Yeah, the picture there is me almost at Holland Road, but the embankment is blocking my view from even able to see Holland Road. So, and then the other one is just a picture of me sitting at Holland Road looking back towards 301. So, you know, me and Philip talked, and the only thing I can see, it needs to be, if y'all decide to do a three-way stop there, I think is a good idea, especially if traffic's being picked up there, is what I found is we need to post it, like in the newspaper or on Facebook or something, letting people know that we are gonna be placing that there and leave it there in the open for maybe 2 weeks or so. And then maybe go post signs, letting people know that there's a, three-way stop sign coming. And then once that's done, then you can post the stop signs there, the three-way stop, put signs back saying three-way stop ahead. And then the law after that is 30 days after that, citation's gonna be written. Not looking at writing citations, it's just mainly for safety stuff. But, that's basically what I have found so far as getting something like that. And I think it is probably a good idea to, especially since the housings that's being built out there towards the end of Stanley Road. So, unless y'all wanna talk to the owner about cutting the embankment down, which probably not gonna happen, so. But that would definitely, help and keep accidents down. So it's not something that needs to be done today, or like tomorrow. Don't have Billy go out there and put three-way stops up. Because people won't be running them, so, but,
So from a safety standpoint, it's the sheriff's responsibility, right, to recommend to this board
yes.
anything that's a safety sensitive
Yes.
issue as far as road, especially signage. Commissioner, how would you?
So it's a two-part problem. A resident called, there used to just be about 3 or 4 houses down in that direction. Now there's probably maybe 10, 15.
Yeah, there's
The other
quite a
problem is we paved the road. So now it's smooth, so they fly around through there and you can't see. So he called and I called Tommy, so he went out and looked. So
Yeah.
I think it's something that we need to do.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Anybody else?
I trust what they say, so.
Yeah. I would recommend it looks like they could move that, see where that sign is, Holland, at least move it up a little. I mean, first of all, we'll call before you dig. We've learned not to just go stick a sign up, right? Call before you dig, make sure we can move that up a little closer, and maybe even put a what do you call it, a stop bar on the road, so, white line to stop
Yes,
at.
it does,
Just because it's gonna be needed.
yes.
And even though there'll be a stop sign there, it's kinda like over on Sales Lane.
Yeah,
at
that
the
one
top
over
of-
there on Sales, I ran it the first morning and
Yeah.
about got hit, and I was like, what are they doing? And then when I come back through, I noticed the stop sign was there. There's no warning, it just got put
Right,
up.
right.
So
So-
we don't wanna do,
Yeah,
we don't
right,
wanna do
right.
that,
So
so.
maybe if we can figure out some letters to people that live along the road, I mean, just as a courtesy. And then, I can tell you, nobody likes a stop sign where there's never been a stop sign. I don't, but, I get it, so, anyway, that's my recommendation, just move the pole up, stop bars on all 3 directions, really. Anybody got anything else?
I don't know, what sign are you talking, like, I'm literally on the one picture,
Yeah.
like that one, I'm pretty much at the edge. It doesn't really
It's just
show
hard to
that.
tell, yeah,
It's,
but
I'm like right on the edge
Billy will know.
of Stanley, so, yeah.
So Public Works will be able to do that. They'll know exactly where to come off the right of way of the middle of the road over and put it for whatever the insurance calls for, the safety.
Yeah.
Safety.
I'll leave that to y'all. I just recommend.
But it is y'all's
place.
recommendation.
Yes.
It would be helpful to have a letter officially from the sheriff to put in the file, these files of the 2 roads showing that y'all came before the Board of Commissioners, making a recommendation, and I don't have a problem as long as the commissioner of the district is happy with it, because he might be the one that gets the calls. But I mean, it is for safety. It looks like it's,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and so what is this posted speed?
On that road, I think it's 45. I'd have to-
45?
I think so.
Unposted is 15, so, but 40, okay.
I think that one is 45.
Wow.
I mean, it's not that.
All right.
I mean, it's a good road,
It's a
especially since we
decent
paved
road.
it. Since we
It's just
paved
in
it.
that one area right
We
there.
just go
You just
dig the
come out of
pavement up.
nowhere.
Right.
I mean, there's a road there.
Okay.
So there's no,
Okay.
it doesn't matter if you're on Stanley Road headed towards 301, you can't see if there's cars sitting at the stop sign on Holland. So you don't really have a warning to be able to look to see what they're doing, so, and, you know, that's why I suggest that there's just be a three-way stop right there.
So 2 weeks, I mean, I could go ahead and put one of those those barrels with a stop sign on it,
temporary,
maybe for 2 weeks, 14 days.
I would just put it like out that there's a stop sign going up there for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then maybe put, I mean, if you wanted just to paint the white lines, cause that's gonna get people's attention.
Right,
And then start
right.
slowly doing it so we don't have a wreck there
And
and,
then maybe the third week, put up this actual stop signs. But
Yeah.
as far as citations, I hope y'all will write warnings for like
I ain't work,
60
I'm not,
days or more.
yeah,
We-
we're not
that's what
doing
we
that. I'm just
discussed.
throwing you that law out there because that's
Yeah, I
what it
understand.
says. So, no, we're not gonna go out there and work that stop sign for citation. It's for safety. That's the main goal for that.
Okay. Any other discussion? I mean, I don't know how you're gonna wrap that up, Madam Clerk, but anyway, good luck. You and Tommy
Hey,
can write
she-
that up during the break.
She got me on the
And,
agenda, so we're good.
Yeah, we won't talk about that last month, right?
Let's not.
You got skipped last
Thanks,
month.
Tommy.
You're welcome.
We'll add that consent agenda.
Thank you,
in.
Tommy.
You're welcome.
Resolution R-21, dash 26. Let me get to that. Is let's see. Resolution to amend the fiscal year 2026 budget. You want to change that right there? Okay. And this is, what happens is occasionally expenses come in, either one or two things may come in extremely high, or actually sometimes revenues come in high, or sometimes the revenue comes in as unexpected expense. So what happened here is we had a fire truck that sold for $143,000 on Gov Deals, or I'm not sure if that one was Gov Deals or not, but anyway, sold for $143,000, and they bought a truck for $143,000. It was not in the budget at all, and so the revenue and the expense are equal amounts, so the delta is zero. So anyway, that's the resolution tonight for an amendment, because those are some things that you just, you can't budget for. Any questions on that? This is per Rebecca. Rebecca is here, she's in the back working. They're still working on Tyler, just so you know. Tyler is our new software, and what's going live on Monday with something. Anyway, she had to make a huge adjustment this afternoon, and she asked if she could sit back there and do that. So she is doing that. But anyway, all right, we'll make that adjustment then to the budget. Number 9 is tabled. This is just so the people know what we're talking about. Sand Mountain Fire Protection Services is on here, and that is a new term. Do you want to say a little bit about it?
So Mark got with me about it, and what they have done is they've combined New Home and Davis Fire Departments under one name.
Right.
So they can be on both rosters and run out of both halls.
Okay. So, the Davis Fire Department and the New Home Fire Department are, revocated, and so they've created one department for both stations, if I can say that correctly, and they're just calling it Sand Mountain Fire Protection Services. So, we'll get more information on that next month. Hopefully Mark can be with us then, and then issue the contract at that time, so.
So that would be time to ask some questions.
Yeah, or you can contact him now. I mean, if you'd like to contact Mark, he's the chief of both
Yeah.
departments, or both stations, one department. And so, and if you have any interest in serving in that area, we would love for you to do that. There is definitely, and Rodney's back there, it's hard to get volunteers these days for anything, including fire services. So if you live on Sand Mountain and you maybe moved here from another community or another state or whatever, or maybe you've lived here all your life, you just all of a sudden you want to become a fireman, we have a way for that to happen. So if you'll reach out to us here, reach out to Philip, reach out to Mark, or just stop by one of the stations when you see someone there, they would love to talk to you because there is a desperate need for volunteers on the mountain. And it may not be, you may not be interested in fighting fires, but still want to do something else in the fire department. They will definitely take that. And they'll train you, they'll provide the turnout gear for you, the radio equipment for you. And so it is something of service, but it is, definitely helps the community. And, but they really do need some assistance out there. But we'll bring this up next month. All right, ordinance number 04-02-26 is on the agenda. And this is an amendment to ordinance number 060321. And it is actually an amendment to the special use board, permitting board, I should say. And so, all the commissioners, this has been on the agenda now for many months. And so we've had one moratorium that expired. We did re-up that moratorium, was it last month? So we're probably got 60 days left on that moratorium. And there is a homeowner that's interested in pursuing some solar farming generation of solar power. And so it is new, it's a new thing to Dade County, at least to us. And so we are trying to do due diligence and listen to the people. We are going to need to have a public hearing in addition to what we've already heard. But when we get, Robin, have you got a copy of this before you?
I do.
Okay. I'm going to just get you to review it here in a second for us. The amendments that's been made are being recommended. And then just so you know, that's dealing with mostly solar issues on here by adding those into that idea or program, whatever management to the special use permit board. So that is something that they can review because there could be, you know, that could affect neighborhoods, their directly their neighbors. And so, Robin, if you'll just talk to us about, you've talked to all the county commissioners at this point and come up with this amendment.
So, this proposed amendment addresses 5 or 6 different issues and concerns with respect to the existing ordinance. The existing ordinance currently reads that it covers utilities, and so there was a little bit of issue whether that meant solar panel farms or systems, and there were some particular interest in adding some issues relevant to that particular type of industry. So we went ahead, and this is an amendment to our ordinance. And what it does is it expressly states that it's to apply to solar power energy generation systems for collection of solar energy. And by that it means that it's to apply to solar energy generation systems designed and installed in such a scale that it would be intended and contemplated that the solar energy would be sold commercially, not something for your own residential use, but be sold more broadly. Does not apply to things, solar panels that would be constructed on your roof or your home or any other installation, but rather be free standing solar panels. Also, it changes a little bit the composition of the special use permit board in that it keeps 5 members, each to be appointed by the commission. However, the secretary would be, of the board would be the county clerk, or such persons as the county clerk may designate. It's to allow for compensation to be paid to the board members at such levels and frequencies as the commission allows. It provides that some of the factors to be considered by the board in approving or considering a solar panel would be the amount of setback from property lines. And this allows for a 30-foot setback from property lines. It has to be more than 30 feet. or at least 30 feet, so a better way to say that. At least 30 feet from the property edge. Also, to include buffers, like vegetative buffers from the solar panels to the property lines.
Okay, that's good.
Maybe about it.
Right, and so the vegetative buffers is like an evergreen, a cypress top material, tree or whatever. And we had talked about a 150-foot buffer, but that is a lot of land when you start adding up acre after acre, and that's really not, we don't feel fair to the landowner. So 30-foot should be sufficient. The clerk part that was added, the clerk was on there, that was taken off at one time, and now I'm highly recommending it's added back, because when you don't have a clerk on a board such as that, you get into a situation where it may not have been advertised correctly, announced correctly, and then issues with minutes being taken and then
Yes.
reported back to this board. So that's the only reason we're just adding the clerk back. It was, clerk position was on there at the beginning and then removed, but now adding it back. It's not to say that a member can't sit there and take all the notes they want to. They can, which is like we take notes.
This would be the first reading tonight?
Yes.
And so, there would be a second reading next month if we chose to do so.
Okay.
And as Chairman noted, probably a public hearing sometime before that, maybe same night as the.
Right. Okay, so, because of the type of dealing with permitting, and especially with industrial, issues, or potential industrial issues, there needs to be a public hearing held, so it'll have to be advertised, what is it, 15 to 45 days in advance, and then the public hearing held. So I would recommend that we hold the public hearing probably 30 minutes prior to April's meeting, whatever that is, April, I don't know, 3rd, 5th, something. And so, the first Thursday of April at 5:30, there'll be a public hearing to just hear anything about this particular ordinance and its amendment. But this is a first reading only. It does not pass it tonight. It would require a second reading. Any discussion?
Oh, yes. So, the ordinance is sending it over to the special use board. The special use board, does not have the tools to do the job that they need to do. So is there a way to, I guess the moratorium would hold that off a little bit to get them in line?
So, the moratorium extends until May the 5th or something, I'm guessing.
Okay.
But this was there, so are you asking beyond the May 5th, would it?
Well, right now, there is a moratorium there with a timeline to give the special use board a little bit of time to kind of get their, because they have to get something together to have some type of guidelines to speak to the solar panel, so.
So I think they met, right? You
Yeah.
met with them,
Yeah.
about a week or two ago. I can't remember what it was. And
Monday, was it
It was
Monday?
Monday a week ago?
Yeah.
Okay, and so the new board has been set. They have met once. They're gonna continue to meet every other week or monthly or something.
Monthly.
Anyway, monthly. And, so they'll have an opportunity to meet at least 2 more times, before, or at least 1 more time before this passes. And they could always call a meeting. I mean, they have the right to do that. They don't even have to, they can't really take up this issue until the person files the permit. Till they file an application,
That's correct.
there is nothing that triggers them to do anything. So once the permit is requested through an application, then it would go before the special use board for their consideration. And at that time, the moratorium will have been up, meaning after May. This will be in effect, meaning they should be authorized to discuss solar generation type issues and then make any kind of determinations based off of that. It is quite a timeline, but I think based off of them meeting already and beginning to study the ordinance, and plus, they'll already have this proposed ordinance.
Yes.
You know, and hopefully if it does pass next month, then they will know that it's included, and they could go ahead and start figuring out any kind of application. I know they had an application for special use, but there's been some suggested changes to that
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
And so I think they're gonna be updating that over the next 60 days
Okay,
anyway.
okay.
So by the time the permit is actually applied for, they should have not only this, studied the new ordinance, and possibly have already made the amendments to their application process, which then may just send it back to that person, they have to fill it out, and then they'll have another meeting. I mean, I don't know what the process is, but there's a timeline once you get into that special use board.
Okay.
That they have to act, or it's just approved. I think they have a deadline too. They can't just sit on it for, indefinite. They have to actually make a decision, or it's
Okay.
automatically approved. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So with that, can they make amendments and create a, application?
Absolutely.
Just themselves? They don't have to bring it back to us?
That's correct.
Okay. That's a little concerning.
Once they approve it, do we have to approve it too?
Not necessarily. I think it just approved, and,
Well,
now if they.
it reads, the ordinance,
If they were to deny it, they would have the right to come
Yeah.
to this board and then appeal that decision.
Right.
yeah.
Any other questions?
In the word buffer, is that all we put in there, is this buffer? We got a 30-foot setback in buffer, but there's no other wording in that. Or have what we
I'm not sure I know
classify,
what you're saying.
what we classify as a buffer. I mean, I know we talked about evergreen, but is it,
Yeah.
how does that,
So you're saying maybe define the word buffer? or
yeah, for
something? That's,
we need to put a density in there of how many evergreens we want. If they're gonna come in and have to plant something.
so, add some language to say that, it's not visually, observable or.
Yeah,
or-
yeah.
And that's certainly doable.
Do you have anything to base what we would say on there? Do you, any of your,
Yes, we have,
If it's a 30-foot deep, and say within a 30 by 30, you're gonna have 20% or a 30% density of evergreens. Everything that I do, that's the way it's worded. You get a density in that.
Yeah,
'Cause right now, if you say buffer and evergreen, I'm gonna put one in the ground, say I'm good, carry on.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're looking at more like the number of evergreens
Or
the density,
percentage, yeah, percentage of,
per foot? or
I will
per-
get you something more for that.
Okay.
yeah, we have a whole document that's suggested.
So maybe, well, I think that sort of change, as long as it's not a material change, we can do that even then, but certainly we can make
Just need to be more
make
specific on
approval
buffer.
tonight based upon that change. I think that's.
Yeah, I like that change.
Yeah. Another question would be, okay, so with the buffer, we're protecting the neighbors. What are we doing to protect the homeowners, the property owner? Because a lot of times, just like we see with these cell towers, they come in, they put them, they last for so long, and then they're just there. Is there any wordage
There was
to,
a section back in the back.
Yeah, so,
It's number 14.
yeah, that's right.
It's right here.
I don't have my computer.
It says, has a solar energy system entered into an agreement, bond, or other financial assurances?
Okay, I thought that was in there.
CGA, necessary to remove the solar energy panels and to otherwise restore the subject property to its pre-construction condition following the decommissioning of the solar power energy system or termination of the site for solar power generation.
Okay, I wanted to make sure of that, because I knew I had read it, but it's been a long day.
Sure.
Okay. And number 13 does talk about, yeah, sufficient buffers of natural vegetation, but it doesn't give a percentage.
Yeah.
So if, Philip, if you can give that to him tomorrow, that's good, I like that
Yeah.
change too.
Yeah,
Or just add a definition
Right.
of buffer, at the top, so. All right, and are we good to add that to the consent agenda?
Yes.
with those,
With those amendments?
yeah, yeah.
So, done, and we will now, there's no other business, we will take a little 5-minute break and be back here in a minute.
What I was getting around to, I can tell you about.
order the Dade County Board of Commissioners regular monthly meeting. Is hereby called to order. Do want to announce that Commissioner Bob Woods is ill. He got sick this morning, and he was planning on being here. He really wanted to congratulate Luana, so he was sad that he couldn't make that. Of course, he always has a big speech. You know, Bob, he's fun. And so, but we do miss him and wish him well. There is several viruses and things going on, so just continue to remember him. At this time, I want to ask Brother Johnny Wooten from New Home Baptist to come up, and he will lead us in our invocation, and then I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Y'all stand.
All right, let's pray. Our Father in heaven, we thank you tonight that we can be here. Thank you for all the blessings you bestowed upon us. Thank you for this day of life that you've given us, a day that you've made, that we could rejoice and be glad in it. I thank you for our commission and for all the people that are here tonight. I pray for our commissioners, Lord, that you'll give them wisdom and direction and understanding and making decisions that affect all of us in Dade County. Thank you for their service. And we pray, Lord, that everything that's done tonight would be pleasing in your sight. We ask in Jesus' name and for his sake with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thanks, the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And before Johnny sits down, we just want to say thank you. Johnny, tell us, how long you been in Dade County?
Since about 1974, 75, long enough that I think I'm a
You're official.
bona fide Dade County.
Congratulations, you're official.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that for us tonight.
Thank you for
Appreciate that. All right, this is the regular scheduled meeting of the Dade County Board of Commissioners, which takes place at the same time on the first Thursday of every month. Proper notice of this meeting was given in the legal organ of the Dade County, which is Dade County Sentinel, and has been posted in the hallway of the administrative building. At this time, I'll call the roll and have it reported by the clerk. Dr. Pullen.
Present.
Mr. Hartline. Present. Mr. Woods. Mrs. Bradford.
Here.
And the chair is present. We have a quorum and therefore a legal meeting. At this time, we'll have citizens' participation for anyone that would like to address the commission. Mr. John Huffman.
All right, so change of plans from how I was going to do this. I talked to the attorney, and I had a presentation with actual slides that you can actually put up on the screen, so you can see what I'm seeing, and so to help. But anyway, they said I can't do that, so I'm going to have to kind of talk through it, which is not what I wanted to do. Anyway, let's see. So pardon me as I kind of muddle my way through this. All right, so I got 4 things to talk about, all bad. The first 3 are easier, but the last I kind of need to explain with a show and tell, but I can't do that. Screenshots. Anyway, just let me know when you want to cut me off. All right, number 1. Dade County districts were established January 1st, 2005. In 2022, Georgia Legislative and Congressional Reapportionment Office provided an updated map. So that was 2022. In 2022, they provided an updated map with county commission districts and school board districts both combined. The school board accepted the new map. The county commissioners rejected it and are still using the inaccurate districts from 2004. In fact, Ted Rumley, and I have a slide here, but I have screenshots of all of these things that I'm telling you. In fact, Ted Rumley refused, even though, as he said, it could subject the county to an election lawsuit. So it's been 4 years. Ted's way is still your way. Dade County is still using an outdated map that is 22 years old, and the public is still on the hook, still on our backs, to pay out for a potential lawsuit that has been preventable by you with an easy fix. So why isn't this done? Now, number 2. A few meetings ago, you reported about blessings boxes. And I had the slide up. Not only did you omit existing boxes, but worse, you showed a list with some that have been gone for years. Rise and Fall Methodist, first of all, has not been united since 2022. The Waters Church moved out years ago, and that box is actually in Chickamauga. I moved it myself. And the Hinkle Road box crumbled to the ground years ago. And you are missing the box your fellow commissioner, Bob Woods, put up at the American Legion. So please second check your reports so you're not fooling people in need and wasting their gas and time. Number 3, also from meetings ago, State Law 82261, 82261, if you want to look that up, at least from 2006, requires you to post a notice stating whether your county inspectors are qualified and for electrical qualification meets certification. He has a page on your website, but there's no notice with it for all of these years. Again, easy fix. Credentials are to be front and center, not something the public has to dig for. In any case, he needs to stop doing inspections until he gets certified, or all of his inspections need to be validated by someone who is legitimately certified. And the people paying someone who the county represents as an expert for people's homes and lives without you warning them with a legally required posted notice that he is not qualified means that you're hiding the truth from people. And as I understand it, you charge Colton Moore $1,400 to get qualification information that is legally required to be posted by you for free. You owe Colton a refund of everything he paid, whatever it was. And that doesn't mean with Dade's policy where you present him with 140,000 pennies and surround him with sheriff's deputies. Don't do what you did to me and what you enjoy doing to so many Dade families with your jokes. Just give him his money back and stop punishing him for what you are all supposed to disclose for free and you breaking Georgia law for at least 20 years now. Yeah, then it gets scary. For number 4, I wanted to walk through how a SPLOST is legally required to be created and managed. So, let's see if I can do this. Anyway, if you want to see the pictures of the laws, they're right here. So, let's do a county SPLOST. So, SPLOST is special purpose local option sales tax. Special purpose. Special voter approval is required, special segregation of funds, special handling, special reports, no other add-ons. Purchases with this money only for the specific list, not for a general fund. So step 1 of 4 is you create a project list and then lock it down. So everybody meets together, the county meets, the IDA meets, the JDA meets, the water board meets, and they all bring their list of their projects they need money for. So examples are create an animal control building from a new building or use Old North Dade School, whatever your plan is. Number 2, increase North Dade School curb appeal. Number 3, dig out a reservoir, pond. Number 4, buy a van for 4-H. Number 5, create a new election building for the newer building or existing building or whatever. Number 6, create a multi-purpose county recreational building. Number 7, new air conditioning for the administrative building. What do you notice about this list, first of all? Does it say library? No, because that's not a project. That's a building. Does it say whatever, admin building? No, because that's a building, not a project. It has to be a list of projects just like this. And then from municipalities, they get their money too, but they also have to provide their project list. This is the most important step. If no list of specific projects, there is no need for the extra tax or citizens to vote or tracking your reports or anything. So think of your needs, get them listed, and then lock it down, because once the referendum is posted, this list cannot be changed. It's like a box that's out there in the middle of the floor, and then everybody puts their projects in the box, and then you lock it. And then any money that comes in just gets deposited in the top, and then it goes out to each one of them. Can you add anything to the box years later after the referendum? No, that's illegal. Can the SPLOST be used for any other projects other than step 1, which is this list? No, that's illegal. Can people request something out of SPLOST that was never from step 1? No, that's illegal. So if Alliance for Dade wants to get some trees, first of all, can they do it? No, because it was not on this list right here. Can anybody change the projects from step 1? No, that's illegal. This SPLOST can only be used for these projects and nothing else. What happens if we have projects, other projects we need money for? And that's gonna come up all the time. Can they come from this SPOS? No, that is illegal. They need to wait until the SPOS expires or to be funded by something else. Can other projects be added to this list after step 1? Like say I got number 10, what about, I can add 11 later on. No, once the list is locked down, that's the list. Nothing can be added to it, this is illegal. And municipalities. What if municipalities want money?
That's, you're out of time.
Okay. It would be good. Thank you.
At this time, I'll call upon each commissioner to make a point of privilege, personal privilege. Dr. Fuller.
I have my slides, please. First of all, the bridge work on Highway 11 at Squirreltown Creek is continued. Shoulder sloping is mostly completed. It's been mulched on the east side mostly. No guardrails up, no resurfacing yet. The bumps are still there, but it is coming along. Next, we've had, I think, 3 of the commissioners and with coffee over in the historic courtroom, and it's been quite interesting. We've not had the turnout that I expected, but it's been interesting from a viewpoint of things that people are concerned about, and the other big thing is SPLOST. I think we need SPLOST, but the other big thing about it is if it's not passed on what the county is not mandated to do. There's a lot of things that would go into property tax, millions of dollars, and cuts would have to be made or services reduced. But I encourage you to come. It's at like 9 o'clock over in the historic courthouse. Next slide. Public services. You can see the calls there. It's basically like it is most every month. It fluctuates. It's up. It's down. But volunteers are needed. We heard something about firemen, but we need other volunteers also in the county. We need voter workers, and we need volunteers for the fire department. Next slide. The road Sligo Road is officially closed. It's going to be like November the 20th before it's reopened. It's been inconvenient for the people that live on each side of where the bridge is removed, for several of the residents. I don't have any counts, but it seems like the traffic over Morganville Ridge Road has been very heavy lately, and there's been several wrecks on 2459 that back traffic up. And getting out on Highway 11 there at the Morganville Church has been a chore at times. Next slide. Again, a reminder about the elections. I had this little announcement. We got it from the Secretary of State, but there was an error in there, and the March 10th, April 7th, that is for real. And tomorrow, March 6th, is the cutoff for qualifying for election. So getting your name on the ballot, I guess, is what I need to say. And I think that's it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Philip Harline.
And I'm gonna start with the election inspection. So we had 11 new houses in February, 2 new construction temporaries, and 18 new apartments put on our, we had other things as well, kind of total of 45. So while I'm on this topic, I wanted to address John's comment about the qualifications for doing electrical inspections. We do not do inside electrical inspections. The only thing we inspect is what Georgia Power wants to see. That is it. So it's either we go out and inspect it and approve it or disapprove it, and then Georgia Power comes out, or you can wait for Georgia Power to come out, then they would not approve it, and then you might not get them back for 2 or 3 weeks or a month. When they say he is not qualified to do his job, they are incorrect. We are not doing a whole house electrical inspection. We do not have any other inspections but electrical, and the health department does septic. That is it. So talking about unqualified people and that we're not doing what we should is incorrect. I'm going to the sports complex. Middle school baseball started, and we got great baseball. We had 192 kids sign up for baseball. We had 153 kids sign up for soccer. So I think they're starting this week or next week on the soccer, and baseball starting next week as well. The concession stand building and the storage facility, it is framed up, the roof's on, the siding, we got to get the exterior doors. They should start wiring and plumbing next week. So they're going to pour concrete tomorrow morning out front of an apron from the roll-up door and for the window where you'll come up to get your concession stand stuff. And that is all I have.
That's good.
Got a hand up.
Was that for the soccer?
Yes.
Okay.
The building at the soccer field, yes. They're pouring concrete, like I said, they're pouring concrete tomorrow. Hoping to have it done, and they'll be able to use it for this season. It won't be completely done, but they'll be able to use it.
To be able to be utilized?
Yes.
Thanks.
I'm gonna jump over, we're gonna do amended Bob version, not like Bob would do it, of course, but we're gonna ask Melissa first to go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just have a few things to go over. Okay, we'll start. Yeah, I have some other stuff, but I guess we'll go down the list. So I have actually missed a couple of the TDAC, but this is from the Trenton Dade numbers for this past month, which everything is looking good. We keep on trucking, so these are good numbers there. Go ahead. The dog of the month here is Cutie. Somebody needs to go pick him up tomorrow, so.
The next one, go out for the next one, sorry.
Oh, I can't really, okay. My computer's not pulling it up, so I'm trying to see from here. Oh, okay, well, he's cute too, so go get the other one also. So you could have buddies. So, all right, you go ahead. Okay, this is where I was trying to get to. So we're trying to start, we had some bends that we needed to get, but it's going to take a little bit of time because there's some donations that are coming in. So this was kind of what was affordable at the time, but as of today, the bends were put out, the bends were taken, they were brought back, and then they were taken again. So now we're down to one bend, but I guarantee that we'll find the other one. So we're still trying to work this out. Obviously, you think it would be something simple, but it's not. So what will probably happen is we'll probably get a larger bend that will be over the little wooden fence. But this is for you to drop off just newspaper only, and for other people who shortly will probably need newspaper for the TDAC. People who want to use it for arts or crafts or animals or whatever you have peace of mind to use it for. That's kind of where we're trying to go with that. We're just trying to come up with any option to recycle and fix this problem. And with that, I have done, well, I'm always trying to do research on how to help recycling. It is a worldwide problem right now, and the United States is really struggling. So there was just one little statistic that I had read that only 1/3 of glass is recycled in the U.S. That is very, very, very little, and it's because nobody's turning it into a product of any sorts. So with that, I was digging in deeper and found that there was a glass recycling foundation created in 2025 that is putting out grants. So I got Dade County on the list for even just communication, that somehow they would send grants to purchase equipment where you could actually recycle it in your own county and use it for different things, or sell it, or whatever you could do. So you know, that's a long stretch, but it's progress going forward. And it just kind of shows that it really does make a difference. I know it's hard to get down there and do that, but it does make a big difference in the world. The landfills are seeing more materials coming in there that they should be going into other places, so it's causing lots of problems with the landfills. And the more that we recycle and take out of there, the more, because landfills only have like a lifeline of 50 to 100 years, and so it is important that we try to get out there and recycle and find new ways to make it happen. That's it.
I want to ask Carrie Anderson, she's responsible for putting Bob's presentation together, or helping, assisting him put together. And then she'll introduce two special guests.
So Bob does his own slides. I only get to prep them a little bit because he really wants to maintain control of that. But he wanted to start with the Trenton Dade Animal Center. So we have made some major steps forward, as you can see in those photos. The shelter itself is being erected right now. So we broke ground last month. Shelter's already going up. Roof and sides will be next. So next is the precise requirement and different aspects from plumbing to electricity and the size of equipment and location. So that's what we're looking at next for that. There has been a change in directorship. So the TDAC director is no longer with us, and Bob said that we learned several adjustments that needed to be made into the job description for that position, and that the city is currently making those adjustments, and once it's completed, they will be announcing the job description and the entire process of how to apply. So that will be coming up soon. You can still stay tuned to their Facebook page. They do have information there, and we'll be posting that. The next TDAC meeting will be held on Tuesday, April 7th at 10 o'clock a.m. at City Hall. And part of the reason it's held at City Hall is because, again, we're having elections here again. So I think we're ended up with, 6 elections this year instead of what we anticipated as 4. I think we were expecting 4. So you can go to the next slide. Next, the next several slides, we're actually going to hear from Larry Walker, who is the Senior Center Site Manager, and Penny Keaton, who is the Transit Director at the Senior Center. They're going to go over some of the numbers that Bob generally goes over. So I'm going to ask them to come up now, and then I will finish out Bob's presentation at the end. Go ahead, Larry.
Okay. What am I doing here?
Yeah, so you can just go to the next slide, Alex.
Yeah, so I've only been here since September 15th. Appreciate the position that I'm in, that we can serve Dade County and the Dade County seniors. I think we've got a jewel at the Dade County Senior that not many people seem like know about. I lived here over 30 years and did not know what actually went on down at the Senior Center. So basically, we provide the Meals on Wheels, activities for the seniors to do, exercise class, shopping trips, which Penny, that's her position to talk about. But we work closely together to get the seniors to and from the senior center where they are members. We're looking for folks to sign up. Like I said, it's a well-kept secret here in Dade County. I didn't know about it myself for a long time, and appreciate what they offer down there. And so we want people to come. We have congregate sign-ups, and you can come and you can either call me on the phone and make an appointment, or come sign up in person, which I will have to do an in-house interview with you to sign up. And the activities that we do, the homebound, the Meals on Wheels, and provide that. I think Bob had mentioned something about the dementia part of it. All I will say about that is a growing concern in Dade County as it is anywhere in the country. So we are currently reporting on that more and doing some things with that. The shopping, listen, I have figured out that if I provide a hot meal every day and bingo, they are happy. And if I can do that and keep them happy, then that's what we'll continue to do. Is that what we need?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for allowing me to say something. And folks, come on down if you're 60 or over and sign up. And surely there's somebody 60 here in the room that we can sign up and get members of the senior center. All right.
You want to say something about transit, Penny?
They can hear me, I'm loud enough. We do about 550 trips a month with our shopping, with our dialysis, with our doctor's appointments, with our senior trips. We get them all there and get them fed and get them to play bingo, and then we take them home. Then they get to take a nap. But yet we take care of them and get them where they want. Just call us if you need us.
Thank you so much.
657-8277, right?
Yeah, thank you guys so much. So the last thing, thank goodness there's only one slide about what's on Bob's mind. We don't want to know it all, but some of the things on Bob's mind that will also be on your minds, because we will be talking about them a lot, are Dade County's comprehensive plan. So we are going to start, it's time to start talking about that again. So if you've helped us with that in the past, you might be tapped again to do that again. If you're interested in working with the comprehensive plan, maybe reach out to one of your commissioners and let them know that you want to be a part of that. Ongoing property tax reform, so you may be hearing a lot in the next couple of years, especially in this election cycle, about property taxes and some lawmakers who are trying to get rid of property taxes in the state of Georgia. So you will be hearing about that. Everybody's talking about the candidates from the election, and during the early voting period, which ends tomorrow, so we're averaging about 100 people a day in the early voting period. You do have a say, you do have a vote. Qualifying for our local elections ends tomorrow at noon. If you haven't seen the bright, blinky, and loud, noisy reel that we put out saying that, it does end tomorrow at noon. So if you know somebody who wants to run for the school board or one of our District 1 or 2 commission seats, then you can do that tomorrow before noon. We've had 5 people qualify so far. 4 for the commission seats and 1 for school board. So we might have a few more tomorrow, we'll see. That's the end of Commissioner Wood's report.
And thank you, Larry Walker and Penny Keaton. Larry, we appreciate you. I know when you first got there it was a little rough, but it's smoothed out, and I appreciate you working hard. Appreciate Penny getting up at 3. She's got Phillips hours, 3:45 in the morning, something like that, to get up early and pick up folks and take them to the doctor and the hospital. And all of her employees do that. So we appreciate both of y'all very much. Getting on to the report, my report, we had the Star Student, Star Teacher Award. Just want to say thank you to them, to the Office Club for sponsoring that. This year's recipient with the Star Student was Ellie Burrick, and her Star Teacher was Doug Baylor. So congratulations to both of them. She is a very, very intelligent young lady, and she could very well go not just the state, or not just the district, but the entire state. She had one of the highest scores on SAT, I think, that we Dade County took the same. Tree City USA, been several tree plantings in Dade County in the last month. But a notable one was for our friend Donna Street over at the public library. You can see a picture there. We appreciate everyone that came and participated in that. We always appreciate Georgia Forestry for assisting in the planting of those trees and watering of those trees. But Tree City's done a great job this year, and they actually accomplished that on Arbor Day this year that we announced last month. Trent Dade, also the oratorical contest was held over upstairs in the historic courthouse. And again, this year's winner was Eden Wiley at first place, and Judson Parham second place, and Taylor Barton was third place. So appreciate all of the young people that participated in that, and the Optimist members who assisted with that great program. GIG team, that's the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing. We had a meeting down at City Hall. We're meeting at City Hall more and more since the elections are going on in this room. But we had a good meeting there and a lot of participation. So we continue efforts with the GIG team. GIG is a certification that Georgia awards to applicants. Typically, they don't get through the first year, but we did this past year. We were successful in the application, and it's a 3-year commitment, and opens up Dade County for some additional grant funding for affordable housing and things we'll be taking a look at. Elections facility, we did have the groundbreaking. We had Robert Roberts on hand there in the middle, and had a good day. Several people attended that. A very cold day out, and it's been so warm, but that particular day was chilly and rainy. But you see the different pictures there on hand. Yes, we had gold shovels, but no, we didn't own the shovels. And no, they technically weren't gold. They were spray painted, just in case. You'd be amazed at what people think that the contractor brought those. Also brought some hats, but we didn't wear any hats that day. So, but anyway, appreciate everyone that attended that. They put up their site trailer down here, and they're getting ready to pour footers. Hopefully next week, if the weather permits. Sounds rainy in the next few days, early next week, but they're going to do their best to do that. The department head meeting was held. We do that about quarterly, and it was a good meeting. Again, I won't go into all that, but we're doing some enhancements to our handbook and different things. Coffee talk with the commissioners has already been mentioned, but I'd like to say it one more time. Every Tuesday from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. upstairs in the historic courthouse. We'd love to hear your ideas about the upcoming SPLOST. And so if you would like to participate, we'd love for you to come by and share your thoughts on that. We also do take a look at our comprehensive plan for developing SPLOST projects. And so feel free to come by and talk to us about that. We'd love to hear from you. The people. Railroad crossing at Morgan Road. We received communication this week from GDOT about the Morgan Road Railroad crossing. The crossing is on the state's crossing of interest list. All kinds of lists, but that is one of them. Project has been slated now for 2029. That sounds like a long time from now, but you know what? We'll take the date because they are very difficult to have approved, and so they are saying they will be funding that in possibly FY28, but they said 2029 to install the flashing lights and gates. And the county will do some widening to that intersection right there that goes across the railroad track onto Morgan Road. We are starting the FY27 budget process. It does start typically this time of year every year. And so we'll just bring you up to date more as we know about that. But that is beginning. We will encourage any county commissioner that like to attend any meeting that we have. We will have public hearings typically in May and in June when we will consider the adoption of the FY27 budget. I don't want to say FY26, but I mean, it is FY27 budget. It's amazing. And of course, continue to remember the closure at Sligo. The county was gonna put up a sign, but the state actually put a sign up for us that does close a portion of, it says it's closed for through traffic, turn there on Morganville Ridge Road. And they can say it'll be 270 days, that's always weather related. I know coming back in the evening, they're doing a lot of stuff at night as well, so be aware if you're coming back from Chattanooga, you might hit a little traffic, maybe you wanna get off at Wildwood and go the back way, the rest of the way home. I hit it the other night, it wasn't too bad, I had to wait a few minutes, but overall not too bad. And again, the animal control center is going up, and we're excited about that, to see that happening, and finally getting that off of the SPLOST list. SPLOST will be proposed at the May 19th primary election this year, and we fear that's gonna be a pretty big election for the parties, and so we have to put that on the ballot. And welcome everyone to come out and cast their vote for or against it. We hope you're not against it, but hey, that is your choice. And but consider that it is a very fair tax, because everyone pays it. If you go to the store and buy something, you're paying it. And it helps offset our capital. In fact, it is our capital improvement program. So appreciate everyone. Thank you for listening to that. Thank you all the commissioners for your points of personal privilege. This time, under appearances, we will hear from, I lost my agenda. Sandy White, President and CEO of the Alliance for Dade, representing the Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you. To start off with, there's our numbers for Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We're continually going up in followers. These are the numbers for reach and page views for the for year to date, so the last 2 months. Next. And then for the Welcome Center, we are seeing, and we're giving numbers for the whole building, and I apologize for the error in the bottom, but 475 residents came into that building in February. So not only in the Welcome Center, but also upstairs with events. We are still seeing a lot of residents that are taking advantage of the facility that's there. And we are scheduling that facility upstairs. And so we have firsthand contact with those people. 21 visitors came in the Welcome Center, and we had 95 calls. As always, there are webinars available online through SCORE and through the University of Georgia Small Business Development Center. A lot of those are free. Some are a small expense. You can click on for more information there, or you can also go to our website, and we have these in our newsletter as well. What's new, if you need somebody to hide eggs, it appears that the Beta Club can help you out with that. So please look at that information and contact them if you need their service. There is a run with a ranger several times, about 5 times this month. And so get some training in, or do your fitness with a ranger starting today. And then the next one is the 9th. Then we've got the first responder lunch that the Edgewood Baptist Church is putting on March 7th. So if you're a first responder, please come out and enjoy that free lunch. We also have Cooking with the Lavender. Alice Martin does this every year, and you can get more information on her website about that. And then we also have a CPR training course that Trenton Pressing is doing. This is part of our workforce development training courses that we're putting on with the help of Trenton Pressing. And we have a couple more slots left in this first round of this. On March 11th is the date. So it's free at this point. There may be a charge later on, but take advantage of that if you can, and give us a call and register now. Tri-State Food Pantry, you see there are two distribution days, the 6th and the 20th. And then we've got the Optimist Club is doing their first annual pickleball clinic. This is for people who have never played pickleball, and then also people who are advanced. So there's 2 different types of classes, clinics that day. And if you want to register, now is the time. You can also register. We've got this information online on our website as well. The Lions Club's doing their annual Leprechaun 5K, and so, again, registration's going on right now for that. And if you need more information, just give us a call. Bridge Health is doing their annual Bowling with Bridge, and that'll be on the 26th. We've got our first of 6 eat and greets coming up on March 27th. Come out and have a good breakfast. Greg's Restaurant will be hosting that or catering that for us. And if you want to learn more about social media, come out and join us. We also have Farm and Forest Day at Rising Fawn Gardens. That's on March 28th. And it's the coffee talk with the commissioner has been already mentioned, so come out with that. And then the next Celebration of Hope is April 11th, and that's the Hand Up Ministry Gala. So May 16th is the next J-Fest. We promote the community through J103, and so we get a discount for Dade County residents. So if you're interested in that, take that QR code and it'll get a 25% discount. Also, coming up this year is a Saturday market, which will be a monthly market starting on May 16th. They're in Veterans Park, and so if you'd like to be a vendor, take that information and you can register now. Also have got lots of ways to get fit. There's several yoga classes in the community. And also to get fitness is doing cross-training, cross-fitness training now and nutrition classes. So those are also offered. And that's it. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Impressive report.
Yeah, thanks.
Plenty of going. All right, we also have online presentations available by Mrs. Laura Beth Cunningham for 4-H, UGA Extension Dade County, and also an online presentation available by Mrs. Lydia Sosi, manager of the Dade County Public Library. All right, Gidget, here we go. Gidget's going to be doing the county financial report tonight.
First page, the account balances as of February 28th, 2026. The next 4 pages is the budget variance report as of January 31st, 2026. Revenues, year-to-date actuals is $11,340,299. Year-to-date budget is $10,952,245 with an excess of $388,054. Expenses, year-to-date actuals, $9,763,61. Year-to-date budget, $9,773,398. Under 10,337. Next 4 pages, lost and splost trends since 2010. The next several pages go over the 2015 and 2021 SPLOST detail. And the last page, year-to-date tax collections, percentage collected as of January 31st, 2026 is 82.63%. That is the report.
Are there any questions pertaining to the report? Hearing no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the financial report as presented by Mrs. Knight.
I'll make a motion.
And motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Now, folks, Commissioner, here to vote recorded, Dr. Pullen,
Yes.
Mr. Hartline,
Yes.
Mrs. Bradford, and the chair votes yes. Motion is passed by unanimous vote. Legal matters, Mr. Robin Rogers is our county attorney. Mr. Rogers, do we have any legal matters to discuss with the board this evening?
I don't, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, is there any unfinished business to discuss or vote upon? Hearing none, under new business, the reading of the minutes of last month's regular meeting and any special call meetings will not be required since all commissioners have been furnished copies in advance. The minutes are public record and available for review in the county commission office. The minutes are included in the consent agenda and will be considered for approval under new business. I'll now ask the county clerk to read aloud the items for consideration on the consent agenda, please.
Okay, the first thing is the approval of the agenda with the added 5A, approval of previous meeting minutes. Resolution R-19-26, the appointment of Miss Mandy McBriar to the Dade County Public Library Board of Trustees. Resolution R-20-26, the reappointment of Kyle Gross to the Northwest Georgia Region 1 Emergency Medical Services Advisory Council. Proclamation Lions Club Save Your Vision Month. Proclamation for Intellectual Development Disabilities Awareness Month. Proclamation for Social Workers Month. And Proclamation Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It's their 25th anniversary. Okay, 5A, which is the authorization of up to $400,000 for the acquisition of property to expand the industrial park base for the Industrial Development Authority. Making a three-way stop at Holland Road and Stanley Road. Resolution R-21-26, the amendment to number 1 for the FY 2026 budget. And ordinance number 040226, amendments to the ordinance number 06-03-21, special use permit board with additional buffer density language added. And that is the report.
Is there any discussion regarding the items listed on the consent agenda as presented by the clerk? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented by Mrs. Knight.
I make a motion to approve as presented.
All right.
Second.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll poll each commissioner, record their vote. Dr. Bullen?
Yes.
Mr. Hartline?
Yes.
Mrs. Bradford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. The motion is passed by unanimous vote. Not aware of an executive session or need for one this evening, so first, I'd just like to say thank you for excusing our mess. This is part of the election season. We did have one more day of early voting tomorrow in this room. Then next Tuesday is election day in Georgia for the special runoff, or no, the special election for the 14th Congressional District as well as the 63rd Senatorial District. So consider that. If you haven't taken time to vote, please do so either tomorrow up until 5 p.m. or Tuesday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But then there'll be maybe a runoff for another 3 weeks, and so we'll get through this, I promise. But just excuse the mess. That's what all the drop cords and such are about, because they'll have to set this room up tonight and tomorrow morning before they open the poll again. Hearing no other business, I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right, we are adjourned.